All right, hockey fans, it is just about time to get going here at the Haldane Memorial Arena, home of Storm Hockey. This is going to be a fun game here this evening. West Jenny's coming into town. They are undefeated. They are 12-0-2. One of those ties to RFA, Rome Free Academy, Black Knights. I don't know who the other tie was for or with. Their goaltender, Luke Beck, has a .946 save percentage. He's given up 15 goals on 279 shots. Now let's get things going. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, hockey fans of all ages and all genders, welcome to the Haldane Memorial Arena, home of the Ontario Bay Storm. Our visiting team this evening is the West Genesee Wildcats. We would like to remind you that this facility is managed by a parent-led group of volunteers, and your assistance in helping to keep the arena clean is greatly appreciated. Warming blankets have been provided for your convenience in the bleacher section of the arena. Please remember to fold and return those blankets to their appropriate receptacles at the conclusion of this game. During this game, please remember, cheer loud, cheer proud, but remember to be sportsmanlike. Sportsmanship begins on your side of the glass, and this is a zero tolerance facility. Now, for the starting lineup for the West Genesee Wildcats. Beginning on defense, number 4, Ryan Long. On defense, number 5, Evan Zanetti. On offense, number 2, Christian Ball. On offense, number 10, Jonah Vormwald. On offense, number 24, Jacob Pensabine. And in goal, number 29, Luke Beck. And now, put your hands together for the starting lineup of your Ontario Bay Storm. Beginning on defense, number 10, Carter Dan-Dalin. On defense, number 17, Sam Newton. On offense, number 8, James Law. On offense, number 14, Connor Damont. And on offense, number 15, Cameron Dan-Dalin. And between the pipes protecting the net, number 22, Aiden Terry. Yeah. At this time, I'd like to ask everyone who is able to please rise as we all stand together, united as one free country. Please remove your headgear, place your hand over your heart. Any active duty veteran or retired servicemen and servicewomen may salute as desired as we listen to the playing of our national anthem. The West Genesee Wildcats are led by head coach Frank Calabufo, assistant coaches Brian Long, David Meyer, Sean Coakley, and Bobby Chattel. The Ontario Bay Storm, led by head coach Steve Olson and assistant coaches Callie O'Mara and John Terry. The Cold Front Cafe is open, filled with delicious, delectable delights to satisfy your nutritional needs. While you're out at the Cold Front Cafe lobby, stop by and pick up some 50-50 raffle tickets. You may have got some on the way in, but somebody bought the winning ticket behind you. Go back and buy some more 50-50 raffle tickets. You gotta be in it to win it. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's play some hockey! Okay. Oh, I'll take him here, yeah. Well, it was holding your spot before, so. All right. We are ready to go. West Genesee, anxious to get this game going. Ontario Bay, picking up the pucks out of the nets. My zoom in, zoom out function doesn't seem to be working, and that's probably good because then I won't zoom in and zoom out. It won't make you guys go crazy. All right, here we go. James Law squaring up for the faceoff against Jacob Pensabine. Pensabine wins this draw, pulls this puck back. Brian Long dumps this all the way down the length of the ice, got touched at the blue line. Carter Donnelly sends this behind through the trapezoid. Christian Ball takes this in the corner and sends it right back to the corner in which it came from. Cameron Dalin coming back to pick this puck up, and he has it. Dalin going back behind his net, kept honest by Vormwald, sends this up at the blue line, held in by Christian Ball. Now it's popped back out, grabbed at the blue line by Connor DeMott. Yeah, not Carter, Connor DeMott. He dumped it in and goes off for his change, picking that ball up. Ryan Long, or puck up. Ryan Long coming all the way down. This would be a much different game if it was played with a ball on ice. Dallin flicks that out through the neutral zone, and he's going to go off for his change. Puck picked up by Carson Berg. Sends this across. It comes out into the neutral zone, driven back in by Noah Verkstis. Not able to keep it, though. Ryan Long takes this again, sends this off the boards, grabbed by Connor Leduc, who pushes this forward, goes right back to Long. Long dumps this in, and he goes off for his change. Mason Warren is battling for that puck back over the end line. Nick Maloney got this out high. Berg takes that shot, misses, and chases that puck down into the corner. Berg pulls this off the boards, comes back to the point. Shot fired off the paddle of Aiden Terry and into the netting. Shot from the point taken by Michael Vetter. Vetter's one of 10 seniors playing on this West Genny team. Carson Berg, another senior, taking that face-off against Owen Bibbins. Puck flies all the way across. Warnes loses his edge in the corner. There's a shot on the side. Save made. Puck still on the side of the net. Now it gets pushed back out to the corner. Backhanded by Nick Maloney. Centering pass gets blocked by Warnes. Berg takes his back behind the net. Now passes it to Maloney. Maloney looks, trying to send this out for Luke Alfieri, who was hustling in from the point position. Alfieri not able to grab that puck. And Michael Vetter not able to keep that puck in. Puck taken away by Carson Berg. Berg into the neutral zone, over the blue line, into the O zone. Passes puck over. There's a shot. Save made. Aiden Terry held in at the point by Maloney. Sends this all the way around, and that is picked up by Connor Leduc. Leduc tried passing it out to a breaking Jackson Smith. Ended up hitting Harrison Walker instead. Puck came back to him. There's a shot and misses wide right. Held in by Jackson Pensabine. Dylan Van Brocklin grabs that puck, rips it all the way around, comes out through the neutral zone. No icing. It's waved off as that may have been touched by Harrison Walker. Dallin coming back to back check. Puck grab by Van Brocklin. Gloves this down. He gets hit, goes to a knee. James Law comes back and picks this puck up. Law sends this across for Willis. Willis tries moving this forward, right into some trouble, though, loses that puck. James Law kicks it. And coming back is Corbin. Corbin still not able to get that out. Held in by Parker Berg. Quick stick. Now this puck comes out, grabbed by Zonetti. He forwards this back into the neutral zone. Pass across. Nice sweep attack by Cameron Dallin to get that puck off the stick of Cam Testa. Willis gets this into the neutral zone, goes to Ryan Long. Long dumps his puck in, goes back behind all the way onto the far side. Logan DeWaters not able to hold it, goes into the neutral zone, dumped back in by Zonetti. His team checks up on sides, and Corbin Willis goes back to grab this puck. Sends this through the air for Dallin. That's not Dallin. That's not my son. He doesn't live with me. That's Noah Verkstis. Verkstis fires this in. Paused in the trapezoid by Luke Beck. Beck plays this to the corner. DeWaters picks it up at the hash mark, gets it into the middle, and Braden Carvel gets tripped. It wasn't a big trip. They could do better. Ontario Bay Storm penalty number 21, Caleb Ramus, 2-minute minor for tripping. Number 21, 2 minutes trip. Time of the Ontario Bay minor penalty, 3:48 of the first period. So we'll see some special teams out here. Back at the point. Shot fired, save made, Aiden Terry. Clearing attempted by Dallin, and out it comes off the foot of Ryan Long. It's a different look from West Jetty. That's not your traditional umbrella. I like the 3 high on the blue line. A little bit of a different look. On the baseline, low angle shot, save made, rebound, tried to get cleared by Law, not able to. That gets fired through, goes off the skate of Nick Maloney. And this puck gets cleared by James Law. Less than a minute to go in the player advantage. Cameron Dallin attacking Pensabine. He's just there to give him a hard time. West Jenny picks his puck up. Ryan Long drops this back to Pensabine. Pensabine back to Long. Long gives it to Ball. Christian over the blue line, pulls back and runs into his teammate. Partially because Connor DeMott's there, being a pain in his stick. Puck in deep, low, and save made. Swept away, back in the trapezoid. Grabbed by Jonah Vormwall. Vormwall sends this out to the center point. Shot fired, blocked in front. Grabbed by Noah Hoteling and not cleared. Held in at the point. And that puck gets picked up off the ice by Aiden Terry. 12 seconds to go in the player advantage. Face off, comes to the middle. Dallin trying to move that over to the side. Van Brocklin pops this up, grabbed by Cam Testa, fires this all the way across. Off the boards, Jackson Pensabine with it. Jackson serpentining his way around, trying to stay away from the box. Comes out to the point, shot low. That got deflected, yet still saved by Aiden Terry. Off of his leg pad. Puck sent behind the net by Greg Wood. Dallin on the far side, trying to pull that away from Parker Berg. Dallin goes down, gets back up, and is still trying to push at that stick. James Law gets a shoulder from, is that Chase Denman? Dallin pulls this puck out, tries passing it out to Law. Law didn't break quick enough. Puck taken away by Alfieri. He dumps that back in. Van Brocklin fires this down, tried to soften it up so it doesn't ice, and it does not. Harrison Walker picks it up. Out of the box, Caleb Ramus. The team's return to even strength. Luke Alfieri trying to skate this puck around somewhere, passes it behind the net to get it to Harrison Walker. Walker fires this up through the neutral zone. Mason Warrens slows that puck down. Connor LeDuc trying to grab that puck. He gets pushed around by Greg Wood, and he goes off for a change. In the neutral zone, Harrison Walker gives this puck to Carson Berg. Berg brings this up over the blue line. It gets denied. Turn back out. Puck is in the neutral zone again. Now it's in the West Jenny zone. Now it's in the Storm zone. And Aiden Terry swats that to the corner like it's a bad moth. Just flicks it over there. Noah Hoteling nudges this puck out into the neutral zone, played by Caden McBride. McBride passes it over D to D, gets it up to Carson Berg. Berg centering pass, nothing doing. Hoteling not able to clear that. Carson Berg dumps this back in deep. Connor LeDuc, Mason Warren's going to work. Back in the trapezoid. Puck bounces away to Sammy Vormwall. Vormwall comes around, shot. And that goes all the way across to the other side. Stuffed back in by Caden McBride. Into the trapezoid it goes. Connor LeDuc going after it. Puck gets dropped back behind him, though. Nick Maloney has it. Centering pass goes across the top of the paint. Nothing doing. Off the boards. Nice reach by Simeon O'Neill to push that puck into the neutral zone. It gets turned back in by the Wildcats, and Mason Warrens picks this up in his trapezoid. Warrens to Ramus. Ramus to the neutral zone. Tried to hit Caleb Robert, but that got picked off by Riley McAloon. McAloon to the corner, loses his twig. Puck gets sent up, held in at the point by Ryan Long, sends this back in. The hash mark Riley McAloon fires at and gets deflected off of Aiden Terry. Sent back into the trapezoid. Hard stuffs. Aiden Terry putting up the big wall. You can't get by the Eagle like that. Shout out to my sponsors, Two Broke Moms, located on North Jefferson Street in Pulaski, next to their Dollar General. Power Play Sports, exit 47 off Interstate 81 in Watertown. Dupree's Cleaning Services, exteriorcleaning315.com. Glory Construction and Development. If you're going to have it built in his glory. Sparks and Recreation. Follow him on YouTube. All Wheel Auto, Route 104 in New Haven. Streamside, RV Park and Golf Course. If you want to be greenside, you got to be streamside. And Divots Restaurant and Bar, located at the clubhouse at the Streamside RV Park and Golf Course, Tinker Tavern Road in Pulaski, New York. Puck's in the neutral zone. West Jenny trying to do something with it. Swings and misses. Bergstad coming in. Noah shot. Save made by Luke Beck. Nice forced turnover by Noah Verkstis. That puck gets held in by Sam Newton. Battle for it back behind the net. Braden Carvel trying to get this puck out and around. Newton holds us at the point. Tries stuffing it forward. It gets denied. Comes back out. Puck gets dumped in by Logan DeWaters. He attempted to go after it. Wasn't going to get to it. Peels off to go for his change. Carter Donnelly brings this puck up for Ontario Bay. Caleb Ramus passes it back to Carter Donnelly's shadow. Carter Donnelly was moving forward. Jacob Pensabine out in the trapezoid trying to figure out how he ended up with that puck. I'm sorry, you were watching all of that from the goalie camera, weren't you? If you subscribe, you can yell at me. Save made by Aiden Terry. Pensabine with this puck from over the end line sends this out to the point for Luke Alfieri. Alfieri back to Pensabine. Pensabine shot, save made, Aiden Terry. .7:02 to go in this opening period, and we are scoreless here at the Haldane Memorial Arena, home of Storm hockey. Carson Berg taking that face-off, sends this forward into the trapezoid. Sent around on the near side. Michael Vetter picks this up and pops this back in. Maloney passes behind the net, and that gets deflected away by James Law. Nice centering pass deflected by Law. And that one gets shot off of Law's belly button. Puck turned back out. Dumped in again by Michael Vetter, chasing after it. Corbin Willis. Willis sends this up along the boards. Connor DeMott not able to get it. Luke Alfieri holds it. Shot fired. And that gets tipped into the netting by Carson Berg. We'll have a face-off off to the left side of young Mr. Terry. Connor DeMott taking a face-off. Dan-Dalin over in the middle. LeDuc over by the boards. Puck comes up to the point. Center point position. Dumped back in by Harrison Walker. Over the end line, Parker Berg puts this up for Greg Wood, who drives this through the trapezoid over to the near side. Jackson Pensabine sends this across. One team missed there. It's a nice one-timer attempt by Greg Wood. Shot from the center point. of Harrison Walker gets deflected. Greg Wood picks this puck up, gives it to Pensabene. Pensabene sends it back out to the point for Walker. Walker back over for Pensabene. Now Walker again with this puck, just barely keeping that puck in. Mason Warren's able to move it away. Greg Wood takes his control of this puck into the corner at the hash mark, dumps it back in and through Connor Leduc and Connor DeMott going over. DeMott bounces off the backside of Caden McBride. This puck is just going back and forth behind the net over there. Better than it going in the net. This one gets cleared all the way back out into the neutral zone. Harrison Walker back to play it. Sends this off the boards for Parker Berg. Berg brings it back into the offensive end, and Cameron Dalin steals it. Dalin tried to get around Jackson Pensabene, but couldn't. Loses his puck in the neutral zone. Turns it over Riley McAloon into the Ontario Bay end. McAloon forced back through the trapezoid. Drops his puck back down for Carvel. Braden loses it, comes up to the point, passed over for Ryan Long. Long trying to get that shot off, tip by Riley McAloon, goes over the net, picked up in the corner by Logan DeWaters. DeWaters gets sat down by Connor DeMott. Puck comes up to the point. Evan Zanetti fires this. Sliding across the crease is Aiden Terry. Puck comes over to middle. Center point. Oh, yeah, right in the slot. Braden Carvel swings and misses. Puck comes to Cameron Dalin. Dalin tried to get that around Riley McAloon, and again, not able to. McAloon takes that puck away. Puck swatted back into the neutral zone. Evan Zanetti. Little soft pass to Vormwald. Jonah brings this in. Jonah out in the middle. Couldn't get that shot off. That gets deflected away. Goes back into the corner. Sent around onto the far side. Jonah Vormwald fires this into the net. Or no. Yeah, that went in. Well, how'd that happen? Well, I blinked and I missed the goal. Looks like Aiden Terry blinked too. Wes Jenny wins this off the face-off. Christian Ball bringing it in, knocked away by Carter Donnelly. And Caleb Ramus trying to get this out, and out it goes. West Genesee goal scored by number 10, Jonah Vormwald, assisted by number 2, Christian Ball. Vormwald from Ball, 10 from 2. Time of the West Genesee Wildcats goal, 12:45 of the first period. And West Jenny leads by a score of 1-0 here in the first period. Loose puck swept aside, bounces back into the slot. Sam Newton trying to get this puck out, held in by Jacob Pensabene. Now in the neutral zone, Luke Alfieri with it, sends this back into the Ontario Bay end. Grabbed by Carter Donnelly. He banks this off the boards, comes out into the neutral zone, picked up by Michael Vetter. Vetter drifts back. His team checks up onside, dumps it in. Sam Newton's going to go in all alone to pick that puck up in the corner. Newton passes it out to Ramus. Ramus has got Berg on him. Moves his puck forward. James Law trying to stay after it. Not able to. Comes back out into the neutral zone. Carson Berg over the blue. Oh, no! Carson passed it before he crossed. That's an offsides. We'll have a face-off in the neutral zone. Carson Berg taking a face-off against James Law. Law fires it forward. Caden McBride takes that puck and rips it all the way around. Law in the trapezoid trying to bring that with him. He got hooked, though, by Sammy Vormwald. And West Jenny touches that puck up, and we'll get, is it a hook or a hold? What is he going to call? And it's a hook. West Genesee penalty, number 13, Sammy Vormwald, 2-minute minor for hooking. Number 13, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the minor penalty, 14:15 of the first period. And it's an Ontario Bay power play. Here comes Connor Leduc bringing that puck up on the offensive attack. Tries to send it into the corner. Gets grabbed by Ryan Long, and he tries dishing his puck back. It goes all the way down the length of the ice, stalled by Aiden Terry. James Law from his trapezoid skates it up on the left side, passes it up for Connor Leduc. Leduc taking his time, hits the blue line, dumps this in, gets played by Luke Beck. And this gets fired all the way down the length of the ice. Cameron Dan-Dalin picks his puck up from Aiden Terry. Dan-Dalin looking, trying to figure out which way to get it into the offensive end. He's found his way in, pinched off of that puck. Christian Ball takes it away, rips it back behind the net and picks it up at the hash mark. Connor Leduc trying to stop him. Ball runs right into him. Leduc able to get that puck back in. Caleb Roberts centering pass gets a block by Wes Jenny, and they're able to clear that puck back into the neutral zone. Connor Leduc picks it up at the center line. Leduc at the blue line, shot fired. Luke Beck with the save. Rebound goes to Alfieri. Alfieri sends this down, goes off the stick of Carter Donnelly. Donnelly back to play this out, and hopefully Ontario Bay gets one more shot this power play. 1 minute of play remaining in the first period. 1 minute remaining. Look at that. They did get a shot. Save. Rebound. Goes back behind the net. And Wes Jenny able to clear that. No icing because of the extra attacker, but now the teams return to even strength. Carter Donnelly rips his puck back up against the boards. Connor Leduc trying to battle for it. Caleb Ramus comes in and takes this puck into the trapezoid. Runs into some trouble. Wes Jenny takes it back. Centering pass gets deflected, knocked out of the air, and Aiden Terry got a piece of that with his glove. Sammy Vormwald cycling around back behind the net, centering pass. Goal scored by Jacob Pensabine. Snuck that one in. I think Pensabine's going to take the credit for it. Oh. West Genesee goal, his first of the season, number 13, Sammy Vormwald. Unassisted, number 13, unassisted. Time of the West Genesee Wildcats goal, 16:37 of the first period. And that concludes our first period of play here at the Haldane Memorial Arena, home of Storm Hockey. Don't forget to stop by the Cold Front Cafe and get yourself something delicious to eat. If you are looking for that special gift, Valentine's Day is coming up. Remember, ring pops are not just candy, they're jewelry too. Or get some 50-50 raffle tickets, even you can be a winner too. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, and this game is being live streamed on my YouTube channel, the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence. Please subscribe. All right, so that was a pretty active first period. Not a lot of whistles, only 2 penalties, 1 for each team. 2 goals, though, both of them for West Genesee. And Sammy Vormwald getting his first goal of the season, quite possibly the first goal of his career. So we're going to take a break while they cut the ice. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, and I'll be right back. hockey fans, we are back. And there we go. Face-off won by West Jenny. Fired all the way through, and that's an icing. We have a winner for tonight's 50-50 raffle drawing. If you didn't get a ticket, that's not my fault. I told you 3 times. The winning number is 398-8098. Face-off goes on net. Luke Beck with the save. Puck sent all the way around and down, and that's another icing. That was 398-8098. 8098. Go get your winnings. Congratulations. Christian Ball in for that faceoff, wins the draw, pulls it back for Ryan Long. Long fires this all the way down, winning the race. Jonah Vormwald goes into the corner with this puck, tried centering, goes and gets it himself, trying to send this puck out. Dalin gets a piece of it to keep it away from Pensabrook. Or Pensabine, not Pensabrook. There's a shot from the point, save made. Puck goes into the corner, now sent up. Connor DeMott with it along the boards. Can't get it out. It's driven back in by Christian Ball. Ball trying to get around Connor Leduc. Leduc guarding that puck, moves it to the corner. Pensabine there to get it. Ball, Pensabine with it. Pensabine curls around at the side of the faceoff circle, sends that back to the point. Fired in by Ryan Long. Save made, Aiden Terry. Pulling this puck out, Jonah Vormwald fires and misses. Puck grab by Connor Leduc, sends this out into the neutral zone. Dalin gets behind Ryan Long with the puck. It's a 2-on-1. Passes over to DeMott. DeMott couldn't get it. It was Cameron had to pass it back to his back foot. Connor DeMott did everything he could. There's a shot and a save. It's underneath his pads. Puck pulled out by Nick Maloney. And that's a goal. Took a couple tries, but here's this goal here by West Jenny. Puck goes over to the side, fired in while Aiden Terry was still trying to figure out where it had gone to. West Genesee goal scored by number 28, Michael Vetter. Assisted by number 10, Jonah Vormwald. 28 from 10. Time of the West Genesee Wildcats goal, 1:26 of the second period. And West Jenny leads 3-0 now. West Jenny with this puck, backhands it into the neutral zone. It gets, I think it went off the official. Anyway, West Jenny recollects themselves. Carson Berg shot fired, save made, Aiden Terry. Puck knocked out by Noah Hoteling. Hoteling racing after it. Verks this with them. Hoteling shot, save made, Luke Beck. So it was a nice play by Noah and Noah. Noah Hoteling and Noah Verkstis. Hoteling taking that face off. Face off one controlled by West Jenny. That's a weird bounce off of the Zamboni door. Comes out for Greg Wood. Wood shot fired. Save made. Not Hoteling, excuse me. Sam Newton trying to get that puck. Passed across the slot. Comes off the boards for Harrison Walker. He fires this in deep around on the far side. Greg Wood rips this back as he absorbs a check from Sam Newton. Simeon O'Neill able to get that puck out into the neutral zone. Grabbed by Katie McBride. McBride gives this to Wood. Wood almost brought himself offside. The puck comes back out to McBride. McBride rips this across for Jackson Pensabene. Jackson sends this into the slot for Parker Berg. Shot save made by Aiden Terry. Puck held in by Harrison Walker at the blue line. Tried firing in, deflected off a Simeon O'Neill stick into the neutral zone. Dumped back in by the Wildcats, and West Jenny checks up onside. Sam Newton pops his puck into the neutral zone, caught by Harrison, not Harrison, that's Katie McBride. McBride shot tipped in front by Riley McAloon, and that gets deflected. He ended up tipping that up into the netting. We'll bring this face off all the way down. 13:36 to go in the second period. West Genesee leads 3-0 here against the Ontario Bay Storm. Braden Carvel is going to take the face off against James Law. Law guarding that puck. Carvel goes down as that puck gets picked up by Ryan Long. Long in the trapezoid trying to find some space. Connor Leduc holds us at the point. Dalin centering pass, and Connor DeMott got taken out. Puck grabbed on the far side by Colin McDonald. He fires this down. Leduc off the boards trying to get it around Logan DeWaters. Not really able to. Connor DeMott shovels that out to Dalin. Dalin knocks it past Long, but hustling over to pick that puck up is Evan Zonetti. Zonetti into the corner with it. Snaps this off the boards. Mason Warrens tries holding it in and ends up deflecting it into his own bench. We'll have a face-off. Oh, in the West Jenny zone. Interesting. Caleb Ramus taking the face-off against Jacob Pensabene. Puts that puck towards the net. Luke Beck with the save. Another face-off. Ramus and Pensabene. Pensabene pushes this one past Caleb. Pass this across for Jonah Vormwall. Vormwall moves this up. Centering pass and nothing doing. Caleb Robert backhands this to Verkstis. Verkstis loses this as Jacob Pensabene takes it away, dumps this puck in. Mason Warrens on the far side is going to pick that puck up. Christian Ball's going to chase after him. Ball puts Warrens into the boards. Jacob Pensabene on the near side. Puck comes out for Christian Ball. Ball, short pass. The Vormwall shot, save made, goes over the crossbar. In the back, Mason Warrens battling for that puck. Puck comes out into the corner. Christian Ball there gets away from Caleb Robert. Mason Warrens trying to send that around. It goes off of Vormwall's skate. Try to get it, goes nowhere. Hustling up Carson Berg, centering pass, and Ball not able to get to it. Warrens loses his stick. West Jenny back to the point. Vormwald shot. Glove save, Aiden Terry. That was Jonah Vormwald, not Sammy. Jonah graduates this year. Sammy graduates in 2 years. I mean, assuming they pass all their classes and don't miss gym class, physical education. Centering pass up through the air. Dalin on the far side trying to get it. Pass this out for Law. James Law moves this puck forward. Luke Alfieri there. Coming back to back check. Carson Berg picks this puck up on the fly. Berg back behind his own net. Comes up on the near side. James Law picks his pocket. But right there is Michael Vetter. Dumps that puck all the way down. That's an icing. We'll bring the face off all the way down by Luke Beck. James Law in for the draw. Face off won by West Genesee. Harrison Walker takes that puck, sends it all the way back behind. Parker Berg hustling after it, as is Dylan Van Broecklyn. Berg centering pass, not able to connect with Jackson Pensabene. And Parker Berg just tossed Corbin Willis into the boards there. West Genesee trying to move up. Dylan Van Broecklyn, nice stick, gets that puck out. We got a net guard off. That puck gets dumped in by Harrison Walker. Corbin Willis gets this in the corner, challenging Greg Wood. Willis gets this to DeMont. DeMont tried popping his forward, went off of somebody's stick. Jackson Pensabene over into the corner to get it, battling against Dylan Van Broecklyn, moves that puck over for Wood. Greg fires this all the way around. Connor DeMont pushes this back for Corbin Willis. Willis sends this around on the boards to the far side for Dalin. Dalin can't catch it, and it's grabbed by Ryan Long at the point. DeMont there. Dalin pulls this out. One-on-one. Cameron Dalin and Caden McBride. Dalin to the right. Try towing it. McBride gets his skate. His foot. The thing on his foot. The skate. Out there just in time to block that puck. Here's Greg Wood coming back the other way. Shot low. Save made. Aiden Terry. Rebound goes into the corner. Sam Newton picks this puck up. Pulled away by, I believe that was Jackson Pensabene. Now out into the neutral zone. Jackson there with it. Jackson dropped this puck back to the D. Now it's back up. Jackson battling for it on the center line. Goes to Riley McAloon. He loses it, but the puck finds its way onto the stick of Logan DeWaters and fires that in. And that gets sticked up into the netting by Aiden Terry. .9:35 to go in this second period. 3-0 West Genesee Wildcats lead the Ontario-based Storm here at the Haldane Memorial Arena in Pulaski, New York, home of Storm hockey. Noah Verkstis pulls this puck up, taken away by Braden Carvel. Carvel going after that puck in the corner. Puck goes back to the trapezoid. Logan DeWaters with it. On the far side, sent this up at the hash mark. Caleb Robert not able to get it. DeWaters sends this back in behind. Braden Carvel there. Centering pass. Nobody there to get it off the boards. Ryan Long picks this up, dumps this back into the trapezoid. Riley McAloon with it. Curling around from the face-off dot shot right into the glove of Aiden, the Eagle Terry. Big save for Aiden and the Ontario-based Storm. He saw that hole up in the corner, and then Aiden's glove just magically appeared there and grabbed that puck out of the air. Faceoff goes all the way out into the neutral zone. Dalin trying to forecheck to get it away from Michael Vetter, not able to. Puck going back and forth. This gets dumped in by West Jenny. It's in the trapezoid. Connor Leduc picks his puck up. Leduc curls back, trying to make some space. Puck comes out into the neutral. Connor DeMott trying to knock it away. Michael Vetter there gobbles that puck up. Michael Vetter playing that puck like Eddie Vedder does the guitar strings. Been trying to put that together for years. Here comes Jonah Vormwald. Shot. Shooting. Terry. Puck goes high. Grabbed out of the air by Mason Warnes. He's knocked into the boards. Loose puck. West Jenny shot. Save made. Aiden Terry comes back up for Pensabene. He misses the net. All the way back out for Luke Alfieri. He fires this back in deep far corner. Christian Ball with it now. Christian into the trapezoid. Looking. He's got Alfieri. Alfieri coming out. Wonder why he didn't get the puck. It got swept away by Mason Warnes. Warnes coming up big. Pushes puck forward to Cameron Dalin. Dalin has got the referee to beat. Pulls into the middle. Shot. Oh, just too far left. Connor DeMott battling against Michael Vetter back there. Thought they were coming out in front of the camera. DeMott over to put a check on Christian Ball, maybe. Dalin pulls this puck out, and Noah Hotaling can't help him keep it in. Dalin out, now back in again. Dalin going against the grain. Shot. And no save. So it didn't go on net. Connor Leduc holds that in. Comes back to Leduc. Shot. Save made. Loose puck. And that gets covered up by Luke Beck, playing with danger, taunting him by leaving that puck on the ice, waiting to see if his teammate was going to come over to scoop it away or not. And he ended up covering that puck up at the last moment. 7:10 to go in this second period. Noah Hotailing in for the faceoff, almost won that one. Harrison Walker rips that around back behind the net, held in at the point on the far side by Corbin Willis. I just heard his mom yell at him. Puck comes out and down. Carson Berg with it. Nice attack by Corbin Willis. Great back checking by Corb. Shot fired by Berg. I think that went off of Terry's glove. Back into the trapezoid. Nick Maloney with it. Maloney coming up on the near side, cycling around. Passes this to the center point for Harrison Walker. Fires this. Misses everything except that backboard. Carson Berg at the corner. Passes back behind the net for Maloney. Maloney has it knocked away by Corb. Now Carson Berg taking it over to the corner again. Van Brocklin on him. He sends this through. Misses Chase Denman. Comes up high. Harrison Walker trying to drive this back in. Walker catches it out of the air. Moves this puck forward. Walker's going to go into the corner himself. He loses his edge. Puck comes up. Knocked almost into the neutral zone, but not. Puck gets dumped back in again. Wes Jenny does a great job of holding the line at that blue line. Wes Jenny with this puck. Greg Wood, oh, nice centering pass, gets blocked by Corbin Willis. That gets fired by Wood off the glass. Shot, save made. Rebound comes out in front. Simeon O'Neill pushes towards the corner. Greg Wood takes it away, passes it up to the point for Walker. Walker back to Wood. Wood, shot, kicked by somebody. Dylan Van Brocklin rips that as hard as he can, and it makes it into the neutral zone. Corralled by Katie McBride, and it goes back into the Ontario Bay zone. They try icing it. Oh, and they hit Caleb Ramus. Ramus coming in. Oh. It's with the goal. Who passed that to him? Wow, there it is, getting buried. That was pretty, corner to corner. Ontario Bay Storm goal scored by number 21, Caleb. Assisted by number 24, Dylan Van Brocklin. 21 from 24, Ramus from Van Brocklin. Time of the Ontario Bay Storm goal, 11:41 of the second period. Face-off won by Wes Jenny. Comes into the slot. Ramus just misses it. Picked up Parker Berg. Berg coming over on the side. Dumps this puck in. Carter Donnelly is going to let somebody else go after it. Sam Newton over there gets pinched. There's a nice check. And Caleb Robert able to get that out into the neutral zone. Ryan Long firing this puck back off the boards, and that's going to be an icing. And boy, does it look like somebody drank a Red Bull out there? Holy cow, this Ontario Bay Storm is whirling around. Face off to the left side of Luke Beck. Face off won by Jackson Pensabene. Wes Jenny rips this all the way around. It bounces off the Zamboni door again. This gets picked up by Ontario Bay in the neutral zone. Passed up to Cameron Dallin. Dallin going in. Shot, save. Rebound comes out high past Connor DeMott. Sam Newton steps up at the blue line, pushes this forward. DeMott grabs this at the corner, nudges it up, and Ryan Long grabs this, passes this up for Parker Berg. Berg can't get it by. Newton comes back to Sammy the Bull. Sam pens this up for DeMott. DeMott battling, going to work hard against Evans and Nettie. Puck comes out, James Law. And now Ryan Long takes it away into the trapezoid, blocked by Cameron Dallin, comes back the other way. Evans Onetti trying to skate this puck up, gets it out into the neutral zone for Parker Berg. Berg still can't get it past Sam Newton. Newton sends it into the neutral zone. Zonetti sends this back in on net. Save made. Aiden Terry in the corner. Puck grab, Riley McAloon. McAloon goes down, picking that puck up. Braden Carvel. Carvel sends this into the trapezoid. Carter Donnelly sends this around, pushed back by Connor DeMott. Donnelly with it, sends this high, catching at the blue line. Evans Onetti trying to move up with it. Nice back checking by Donnelly. And that's going to get held onto by Aiden Terry. Face off. Won by West Jenny. Back out at the point. Backhanded up at the hash mark. Now that back into the corner. Braden Carvel there. Carvel coming around, runs into and takes out Mason Warnes. Warnes gets up and skates after that puck in the corner. Puts his back behind the net. Carvel grabs it at the near corner. Carvel shovels this into the trapezoid. Mason Warnes going after it on his tail. Riley McAloon puts his back to Connor Leduc. Leduc sends this to the corner. Leduc goes after it. Here comes Connor skating this puck up on the far side of the rink. Puck knocked away. Connor coming after it still. Pushes forward. Logan DeWaters finishes the check. Puck goes to Verkstis. Verkstis to Ramus. Ramus to Robert. Robert back to Ramus. And he sends that to the trap, so I thought he was shooting on net. Why would I think that? Leduc shot. Save made. Luke Beck. Mason Warnes going after it to hold it in. Puck is grabbed by Caleb Robert. He dumps this back in deep. Luke Beck comes out of the net, pushes this over to the corner. Michael Vetter there. At the point is Warnes. Warnes sends this into the corner. Grant Harris spins around. That was a nice little move. It's a move that the Bills could have used this past Sunday. Maybe get a touchdown. Jackson Smith comes in off the boards. Puck gets free, comes over to the corner. Logan DeWaters able to clear this out, and that's an icing. I'm not even going to move. Shout out to my sponsors, Two Broke Moms, located on North Jefferson Street next to the Dollar General in Pulaski. Power Play Sports, exit 47 off Interstate 81 in Watertown. Dupree's Cleaning Services, exteriorcleaning315.com. Glory Construction and Development for all of you new building and new structure construction needs. If you're going to have it built in His glory. Sparks and Recreation, follow them on YouTube. All Wheel Auto, Route 104 in New Haven for your used car needs. Streamside RV Park and Golf Course. If you're going to be greenside, you got to be streamside. And Divots Restaurant and Bar. That puck dances across. Divots Restaurant and Bar located in the clubhouse at Streamside RV Park and Golf Course at Tinker Tavern Road in Pulaski, New York. This puck comes out into the neutral zone. Harrison Walker plays this back. Short pass up for Jacob Pensabine. Jacob over the blue line into the ozone. Top of the slot shot. Blocked by Dylan Van Brocklin. Puck dumped in by Caden McBride. Goes all the way around to the far side. Jackson Smith coming back, trying to get a piece of it. Still in control. Jonah Vormwall sends this over for McBride. McBride takes this into the corner. Shot save made. Puck goes all the way to the far hash mark. In deep, Jacob Pensabine pulling this puck out. Pensabine turns, centering pass, and that gets knocked out by Dylan Van Brocklin. Retreating back to pick it up, Jonah Vormwall. Vormwall passes through to Jacob Pensabine. Pensabine over the blue line into the ozone. Hits McBride. McBride centering. Oh, and that went off the leg pad of Aiden Terry. Cameron Dallin battling to get that puck into the neutral zone. Jimmy Law as well gets that to Dallin. Dallin in, and that puck finally taken away by Caden McBride. McBride hits Vormwall. Vormwall touches that puck forward, chases after it's on its edge. It's bouncing. Dylan Van Brockman trying to take advantage of that. Carter Donnelly trying to knock it away. Vormwall all the way across. Aiden Terry shot, save, rebound. Finally goes in. The Eagle can only save so many. Find out who got that. West Genesee goal scored by number 5, Evan Zonetti, assisted by number 24, Jacob Pensabine. 5 from 24, time of the West Genesee Wildcats goal, 16:29 of the second period, and a lot less than a minute left in the period. Face off, West Jenny sends that across the paint. Sam Newton works this, trying to get that out. Flung towards the net by Carson Berg. Comes up at the blue line, held in by Zonetti, and that'll do it. And that concludes another exciting period of ice hockey here at the Haldane Memorial Arena, home of Storm Hockey. In case you haven't claimed your prize yet, the 50-50 winner was number 398-8098. Congratulations on your, I think it was almost $1 million. You should have played if you didn't. Make sure you stop by the Cold Front Cafe. Remember, if you're hungry, you could always get some Sour Patch Kids. They're small, they're sweet, they're children you can eat. All right, I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, and I will be back with you after this ice cut. Our officials are ready. They just fist bumped. They're good to go. Skaters, players, goalies, off-ice officials, and me. James Law taking a face-off against Pensabene. Grab by Connor DeMott, fires it in, goes right to West Cheney. They snap this out. Christian Ball catches this in the neutral zone, dumps this puck in. Sam Newton chasing after. First one to it is Vormwall. Vormwall coming around back behind the net and loses this puck. Goes back to get it. Can't Christian Ball does. Ball centering pass. Stopped by James Law. Law passes over to Cameron Dalin. Dalin, 1-on-5. They're all around him. But he can't see anybody to pass the puck to. Gets this over. Shot fired by James Law. Save made. Luke Beck. Puck goes over into the corner. Sent up along the boards and cleared out by Christian Ball. Carter Donnelly throws his stick at the puck. That's not how you play. Centering pass missed by Jacob Pensabene. I think Vormwald led him just a little too much. Donnelly's got his twig back. Passes puck up for Dallin. Dallin can't catch it. Dumped back in by Ryan Long. Sam Newton's going to have to go and chase after it. Coming in hot is Nick Maloney. Chasing after Sam. Puck passed out by Donnelly. DeMott, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kept missing that biscuit. I think he needs a longer stick. Didn't reach the ice. Carson Berg brings that back. Shot save made. Rebound. Shot save made. Puck sent out at the slot for a point. Save made. Cameron Dallin trying to knock that free from Carson Berg from the neutral zone. That gets ripped in by Michael Vetter. Played back in deep by West Jenny. Puck past Alfieri. He sends this in deep. Goes in through the trapezoid. Carson Berg picks it up at the near corner. Berg skating it back to the trapezoid using Nick Maloney as a blocker. Berg coming around, shot, tipped, goes into the corner. Chased after, or dumped back in by Michael Vetter. Berg picks it up on the far side, trying to cycle this around into the slot. Gets sticks on him. Shot save made by Aiden Terry. Vetter fires that, and Chase Denman takes it around. Alfieri from the point sends that puck in deep. Grab by Corbin Willis, and he sends this out, and there's nobody there to catch that puck. West Jenny's going to bring this puck back. Michael Vetter skates it up into the neutral zone, hits the center line, dumps that puck in, goes off for his change. Connor LeDuc back to play on that puck. Parker Berg all over him, presses him up against the board. Shot taken by Cam Testa. He misses everything. West Jenny able to hold that puck in. Van Brocklin fires that up for Verkstis. Verkstis sends this along its way and goes out for his change. Coming back, here's Greg Wood sliding in with that puck underneath his legs. Goes over to the side. Dylan Van Brocklin battling, or Mason Warren's battling as he was completely prone. Shot, save made. Harrison Walker just pinging him in from the point. Noah Verkstis gets this and sends this into the neutral zone. Grab by Walker. Harrison turns his back. Greg Wood takes it over the blue line, loses this puck. Now it's grabbed by Jackson Pensabene. Pensabene towards the slot, loses this puck. Shot fired from the Walker. Again, save made off the paddle of Aiden Terry and goes up and hits a netting. We'll have a face off to the right side of Aiden. Noah Hoteling coming in to take the face off against Braden Carvel. Noah drives this puck forward. It's grabbed, though. Logan DeWaters trying to push this back towards the corner. Carter Donnelly gets this out over Harrison Walker. Coming over to back his D-man up is Caden McBride. Snaps this up for Walker. Out it comes with Riley McAloon. McAloon sends this ahead for Carvel. Carvel going into the corner. Gets that puck before Donnelly does. Carvel around, shot goes off the leg of Logan DeWaters, held in at the blue line by Caden McBride, dumped back into the trapezoid. Back there is Riley McAloon. McAloon on the near side. Had Donnelly all over him. Donnelly's going to chase after that puck in the trapezoid, sends this around for Simeon O'Neill. O'Neill passes. It goes behind Noah Hoteling, and it makes Noah Hoteling drop his stick. Riley McAloon shot into the glove of Aiden, the Eagle Terry. Face-off will be to his right side. 12:55 to go in this game. Ontario Bay just trails by 3 goals. They can still come back and win this one, and boy, would that upset Section 3. Jacob Pensabine taking the face-off against James Law. Pulls his puck back for Vormwald. Vormwald over to the board. And it's taken away. Cameron Dalin off to the races. Cameron staying out in front. And he's all wrapped up. Shot. Save made. It's a penalty, though. It's going to be a holding penalty against West Jenny. Come on, make the sign. Let's see ya. Can't believe they didn't award the penalty shot. West Genesee penalty number 5, Evan Zonetti. 2-minute minor for holding. Number 5, 2 minutes, hold. Time of the minor penalty, 4:21. And it's an Ontario Bay power play. And a shorthanded goal. Saw that coming. West Genesee with a shorthanded goal scored by number 10, Jonah Vormwald, assisted by number 24, Jacob Pensabine. 10 from 24. Time of the Wildcats' shorthanded goal, 4:45 of the third period. Ramus trying to dig this puck out and get an umbrella set up. West Jenny trying to pull this puck out and away. Christian Ball with it, dumps it all the way down. Aiden Terry's going to stall it back behind his net. Connor Leduc goes back to pick it up. Leduc up into the neutral zone, dumps this puck in as he crosses over the offensive half of the neutral zone. The puck gets sent back out. Carter Donnelly back to pick it up. Donnelly, D to D-ish pass. That goes to Jimmy Law. That puck is grabbed by Carson Berg, and he rips this the length of the ice. Corbin Willis going after it, as is Jackson Pensabine. Willis sends this up. Connor DeMott, little short pass to Law to Dalin. And Cameron's got 3 guys on him, tries dropping it back, doesn't do it far enough. Jackson Pensabine there trying to drive that puck out, held in by Van Brocklin. Now it comes and finds its way to Greg Wood. Wood over the blue line. Centering pass, shot, goal! Cameron Dalin trying to fly into the net to block it. Goal scored by Carson Berg. Waiting for the official to fix the goal, and it is fixed. West Genesee goal scored by number 21, Carson Berg, assisted by number 16, Greg Wood. 21 from 16, Berg from Wood. Time of the West Genesee Wildcats goal, 6:31 of the third period. And West Jenny leads 6-1. This puck goes off the back of Caleb Robert, trying moving it forward to Verchis. Now Caleb Ramus brings this over the blue line on sides, battling, ends up finally getting this in towards the corner. Angelo Caruso rips this back behind the net. Greg Wood lost his twig. He picked it back up. Caruso goes down. Jackson Smith trying to get that puck. His stick is stuck between Caruso's legs. Centering pass. And, Caleb Roberts' stick is knocked away. He grabs a hold of Mason McAloon and takes him down with him. Greg Wood moving into the offensive zone. Wood, shot, save. Rebound goes to the corner. Corbin Willis trying to clear it out. Held in by Jacob Pensabine. Wood sends this back towards the goal, and Aiden Terry's going to cover that one up for the faceoff. .9:17 to go in this game. West Genesee with a comfortable 6-1 lead. Noah Verchis off that faceoff, won by West Jenny. Vormwald with it. Jonah at the baseline, centering pass. Oh, misses. I thought we were going to have a cool view there, but we do not. Jonah Vormwald skates back in his own zone with this puck through his own trapezoid, loses it or passed it. You be the judge. That gets sent down the length, just touching it. Jacob Pensabine to avoid an icing. Mason Warren's grabbing that puck in the corner. Can't keep it, though. Jonah Vormwald trying to pass this puck out. Verts all over him. Vormwald sends this in behind the net for Christian Ball. Ball loses this to Connor Leduc. Leduc skating up with this puck into the neutral zone. Leduc still battling. Oh, forced over the blue line. Loses this puck as his stick gets knocked. Puck comes back. Connor DeMott dumps this in. Ontario Bay checks up onside. Luke Beck stalls that puck back behind his net. Coming over to pick this puck up is Cam Testa. Centering pass. Dalin shot. Oh, save Luke Beck. Do I have a cold? I don't think I have a cold. Good to see you, Michael. I am in Pulaski, though, so like my nose is running because it's so cold in here. That puck driven by Warrens, but Dalin going back. Passes across to Connor Leduc. It looked like a centering pass for West Jenny, but Connor was the only person there. Here's James Law skating up with this puck. Dumps this in. Cameron Dalin goes around that one back checker. Not able to get to that puck. It's a little hit on Harrison Walker, though. Now Dalin in a trapezoid. Waited too long. That was a soft reach, and Carson Berg just skated through with that puck. Here's Berg now. Berg over the blue line in the offensive end. Centering pass for Angelo Caruso. Nothing doing. Mason Warrens rips this all the way around, and that's going to be an icing. Had just enough juice to get there. 7.5 minutes to go in this game. Shout out again to my sponsors, Two Broke Moms, located on North Jefferson Street in Pulaski, next to the Dollar General. Power Play Sports, exit 47 at Interstate 81 in Watertown. Dupree's Cleaning Services, exteriorcleaning315.com. Glory Construction and Development. If you're going to have it built in his glory. Sparks and Recreation. Follow them on YouTube as they traverse all across the country. All-Wheel Auto, Route 104 in New Haven, New York. Streamside RV Park and Golf Course. If you want to be greenside, you got to be Streamside, a beautiful 12-hole course located on Tinker Tavern Road in Pulaski, New York. And Divots Restaurant and Bar for great cold drinks, excellent company, delicious food, located in the clubhouse of Streamside RV Park and Golf Course, Tinker Tavern Road in Pulaski, New York. Mason McAloon holds that puck in at the point. Comes back to Mason again. Mason passes across for Hunter Coles, loose in the crease, and that is swept away by Ontario Bay. Braden Carvel goes down in the corner. Puck is on the back of the net. Now it dances across, goes back to the corner again. Parker Berg trying to do something with it. Puck speared at by Sam Newton. Puck is still in the zone. Jackson Pensabine spinning around. Puck finds its way to Caleb Ramus. Now it's against the boards at Carter Donnelly and Carvel. Parker Berg. Puck comes back. Ripped around on the glass. Held in by Mason McAloon. Fires this around. Caleb Ramus picks it up at the boards. Can't do much with it. J.J. McCarthy takes it away. He's a freshman. Puck comes all the way down. Cam Testa, another freshman, passes puck up for Colby Reinhardt. J.J. McCarthy battling for that puck. Now taking it away. Colby Reinhardt sent around near side. Simeon O'Neill let Reinhardt get it. Dylan Van Brocklin knocks this up along the boards, and Simeon not able to get it out. Held in. J.J. McCarthy working like a dog. Puck comes out. Here's Grant Harris. Harris moving forward. Centering pass and just missing the tip in on the far side with Simeon O'Neill. That shot, glove save, Luke Beck. 5:16 to go in this game. Noah Hotailing taking the face off against Logan DeWaters. They both tried before the puck. The puck got stuck in the ref's hand. That was his fault. He's going to do that again. There we go. Face off goes back into the corner. Ripped around by Wes Jenny. Picking this puck up in the neutral zone. Riley McAloon. He sends this forward on net. Dish to the corner. Corbin Willis backhands this up. Grant Harris slows it down. Harrison Walker fires it back forward. Caught by Corbin trying to get this puck out. Greg Wood dumps this back into the corner. Dylan Van Brocklin trying to get a piece of it. Wood stops it. One-timer missed. Shot from the point gets blocked. Puck comes over near side. Cam Testa winds up. Shot right into the belly button of Aiden Terry. 4:43 to go in this game. Face off to the right side of Aiden Terry. Logan DeWaters taking a face off for Wes Jenny. Sends it towards the boards. Cameron Dallin couldn't catch it. Greg Wood did momentarily. Puck comes up. Logan DeWaters almost lost his edge and went down. Puck goes in deep. Riley McAloon through the trapezoid. Cycling around. He's got Connor Leduc on him. Leduc gets his puck up to Dallin. Dallin trying to drive this puck by Hunter Cole. But coming over is Logan DeWaters to finish that pinch. DeWaters fell down in the slot. Puck goes over towards the goal. Luke Beck missed it. Dallin at the corner, trying to get that puck. And here comes Wes Jenny with 4 minutes to go in this game. Nice stop by Connor DeMott, but then it's grabbed by Logan DeWaters, and he ices this puck. Brings this face off all the way back down by Luke Beck. We got 3:56 to go in this game. The odds of Ontario Bay coming back are starting to dwindle. They can get 5 goals against the best team in the section, or one of the 2 best teams in this. There could be some RFA people listening in, and I tell you, RFA and West Jenny has an awesome 2-2 tie last week. Look forward to seeing them playing each other through sectionals. Angelo Caruso rips his puck around on the far side, held in, and Verks is not able to catch that puck, driven back out by West Genesee. Mason Warren's trying to pull that puck out, goes towards the goal. Connor Leduc there. Leduc has got Chase Denman on him. Leduc trying to get that puck out, taken away by Carson Berg. Berg shot blocked by Caleb Ramus. Berg back behind the net. Little short pass comes right back to him. He doesn't catch up to it in the corner. Mason Warrens flings that puck and sends his own body down to the ice as a result. Carson Berg picks this puck up, loses it. Warrens can't clear it. Stopped by Sammy Vormwald. There's a shot from this center point position. Chase Denman doesn't go anywhere. Puck goes in deep. Berg back behind the net. Attacked by Connor Leduc, and Leduc able to pull that puck free. Here comes Connor Leduc. Leduc's got some moves of his own. Leduc trying to get around Hunter Cole, but cannot. And this puck comes back into the neutral zone. Carter Donnelly back to pick it up. 2:40 to go in this game. Donnelly brings this up into the neutral zone, fires it forward, and hits Connor Leduc. He takes that shot, save made, rebound, goes over to Jackson Smith. Jackson trying to catch up to that puck, can't do it. Parker Berg takes it into the corner, passes it into the trapezoid for Mason McAloon. Mason, long pass up for Carvel. Carvel touches it and hurries it along over the end line. Carvel goes and grabs it in the trapezoid. Donnelly. Carvel centering pass goes behind the net. Connor LeDuc comes over to play on it. Stepping up, Mason McAloon drives us back into the far corner. Braden Carvel there overskates that puck. Goes back for it. Bivens drives him into the glass. That was almost a cross check. Picking that puck. Parker Berg dumps it in for Jackson Pensabene. Jackson sends this back around for Mason McAloon. Mason sends this in for Pensabene, and that pass goes across, intended for Cam Testa. He misses it and has to come back through the neutral zone to play on that puck. He's got Jackson Smith on his tail, poking that puck away, Simeon O'Neill. Simeon nudges that puck forward. Connor DeMont almost takes it away. Jackson Smith does. Jackson in, fires that, goes off the backboards. Connor DeMont on the far side. Guarding that puck, sends it in deep. Cameron Dallin's on the ice now. Puck sent over to the corner by Cam Testa. Mason McAloon and Cam Dallin has it. Dallin's centering pass gets blocked by Jackson Pensabene. Near side, puck picked up by Braden Carvel. Here comes Carvel through the neutral zone. And I think we've got an offsides there on Parker Berg is the guilty one for West Jenny. 1:06 to go in this game. Colby Reinhardt not taking the face-off. J.J. McCarthy taking the face-off against James Law, and he wins. Drives that puck forward. It's taken away by Corbin Willis. 1 minute of play remaining in the third period. Final minute of play. Battle for that puck along the blue line. Coming up with a Colin McDonald making his way to the slot. McDonald pushes this towards the corner. James Law just guarding that puck. Kicks it out. Finds Colby Reinhardt. McDonald sends this around. Dallin sends this off the boards. Caught by Walker, who fires it from the point. Harrison Walker loves those wrist shots from the point. Dallin gets that up and around Walker. Dallin coming in. Shot. Oh, sails high. I don't know if Angelo Caruso got a piece of that or not. Puck goes back to Dallin. Dallin sends this up, and nobody's going to be able to take a shot. 10 seconds to go here in this game. Colby Reinhardt moving forward with this puck. Colby, centering pass all the way across, goes through the skates of Colin McDonald, and that's where this game's going to end. And that concludes another exciting game of ice hockey here at the Haldane Memorial Arena, home of Storm Hockey. Stick around. We've got MVP awards to hand out courtesy of the for Max Booster Club. Mexico Academy Central Schools Sports Boosters Club has donated plaques for MVPs of this game between West Genesee and Ontario Bay. After the handshake line, this gives you more opportunity to think about what you want to get from the Cold Front Cafe on your way out. It's a long, cold drive home. Make sure you get some coffee, hot tea, hot cocoa, a slice of pizza, or a nerd rope. Nerd ropes. They're long, they're hard, they taste great in your mouth. Make sure you get some before you go. West Jenny, look at this. This is what makes them gentlemen, right? Good job, boys. They do that to say thank you, and also so you can see just how handsome they are through those cages. Our coaches are conversing to figure out who the MVPs are for each team. Coach Colabufo will pick out the Ontario Bay MVP, and Coach Olson will pick out the Wildcats MVP. And there's Ontario Bay saying thank you to their fans for coming out in this extra warm arena. All right, so the West Genesee player of the game, as selected by Coach Olson, oh, he started texting again, is number 13, Sammy Vormwald. And the Ontario Bay player of the game, as selected by Coach Calabufo, number 22, Aiden Terry. Congratulations to both players of the game, courtesy of the Mexico Booster Club. Now that this game has concluded, please remember to fold and return your warming blankets to their appropriate receptacles. Please check your immediate area for any personal belongings, including cell phones, chargers, charging cables, small children, garbage. Please take it all with you. We don't want it here. Stop by the Cold Front Cafe, get yourself something yummy, warm, and hot to eat or drink for that ride home. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out this game in its entirety and all the other things that we do for fun here. I am the Dan-Dalin. Please remember, get home safely, and don't forget, don't wait for it to be a good day. Make it a great day, everyone. All right, I am the Dan-Dalin. Thank you all for watching. Do appreciate you being here. Appreciate you subscribing. Hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. So from the Haldane Memorial Arena, this one ends in a 6-1 victory for the West Genesee Wildcats as they defeat the Ontario Bay Storm. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, reminding you, don't wait for it to be a good day. Make it a great day, everyone.